Ksoo could be the biggest cash out ever in rap history. Today we're explaining how he got trapped in his trial and won't be coming home. The prosecutor opened by outlining the Jacksonville War for the jury.
6 Block and ATK are rivals. They don't like each other. They hate each other. And one of the traditions of both groups is producing rap music, drill rap, diss songs that make fun of or talk disrespectfully about members of their ops. The other
drill fans know young Ace and Theo went to war and shook the streets, but the lawyer detailed how Ksoo killed Lil Buck as payback. 1 year after Ksoo's brother Bosgong was killed, Ksoo and his cousin Scotty targeted the ops on that anniversary. They spotted Lil Buck, and when he reached his car, Ksoo appeared and shot him until he fell. While Lil Buck lay bleeding, Ksoo stood over him and shot him in the head. To emphasize the brutality, the prosecutor described Lil Buck's teeth and brains splattered across the parking lot.
flashing open, hot metal ripping through his muscles. Hot metal blowing open his skull. Flesh, brain matter, even teeth sent flying through.
The Ksoo trial had many wild moments, but one of the craziest was when a lawyer revealed what Ksoo told an op just before shooting Lil Buck. After Ksoo and Scotty saw Lil Buck park and enter a building, they waited for him to exit. While waiting, Ksoo FaceTimed one of Lil Buck's friends and said, "We caught your boy slipping." Minutes later, Ksoo jumped out and left Lil Buck's brains on the ground.
Using Instagram on his phone, he contacts Raekwon Howard. Raekwon Howard, who they affiliated with, drops. Tells him, "Not when your boy slipped." Let him know if they take somebody out, but it doesn't say.
The defense began by attempting to make the witness appear unreliable.
You're going to hear from Barbara Buckley, and I'll tell you up front, I think you'd like her. She's feisty. No one pulls anything over her eyes. And she's going to walk in and she's going to honestly talk to you about that morning.
Ksoo's homie Dominique Barner and his dad Lou both turned on him, but the defense tried to discredit their testimonies. Ksoo was caught on camera acting out in public, carrying the gun used to kill Lil Buck. The defense claimed Ksoo was bigger than the man in the footage, but his social media photos matched the shooter's description. After killing Lil Buck, Ksoo fled with Scotty and Dominique Barner. Chased by police, they crashed the car, and Ksoo ran through the woods into another neighborhood. Someone saw him emerge from the woods and get picked up by a woman as police sirens blared nearby.
Car approaching us, coming the way we were sitting.
And what was significant about the car?
It was a lady driving, holding a cell phone. She looked lost, like she was looking for something.
Ksoo called a woman named Natalie to pick him up, and her testimony strengthened the prosecution's case. The defense claimed Ksoo wasn't the man who emerged from the woods, but Natalie confirmed it was him when she picked him up.
Where did you have to go to pick him up?
Arlington Expressway, some apartments.
And how did you know where to go?
Kareem, I believe Kareem said it, or I don't know if there was a thing on his phone with a map. That I cannot remember.
Natalie clearly didn't help Ksoo's case, but one of the key witnesses was his homie Dominique Barner. After the car crash, Dominique helped Scotty break into a house and kidnap a woman, facing serious charges himself. Even after pleading guilty and agreeing to testify, Dominique still faced 20 years in prison. He confirmed that ATK was a gang and that both Ksoo and Scotty were involved in ripping the set.
Are you familiar with a local rap group called ATK? So, Abdul Robinson Jr., Kareem, part of ATK. So, what about Hakeem Robinson? So, Leroy Whitaker? So, Oregon Williams? So,
Dominique then testified about the diss tracks and the real violence on the streets. He said Lil Buck released a diss track targeting Ksoo's brother, Bosgoon, which fueled Ksoo's motive to take him out.
Did you know what is the lyric? Smoking on Willie.
I'm smoking on a dead person.
Is that a good thing? Was Abdul Robinson Jr., Kareem, aware of that song? What about Hakeem Robinson? Leroy Whitaker? Were they upset over that song?
Dominique Barner actually DM'd Lil Buck after the track dropped, telling him to stop dissing. Then Dominique found Lil Buck's address and what car he drove. Dominique, Ksoo, and Scotty showed up at Lil Buck's apartment, but they didn't kill him right away because Lil Buck was on vacation out of town.
Once you found out where Charles McCoy lived in December of 2019, why wasn't he killed right away?
Because he took a vacation.
Charles took a vacation.
They learned Lil Buck had returned from vacation, so Dominique, Ksoo, and Scotty went sliding again. They drove to Lil Buck's place and waited hours for him to come out. Then they followed him when he drove off. When Lil Buck reached them all and entered a building, Ksoo, Scotty, and Dominique waited in the car. Dominique confirmed that Ksoo FaceTimed one of their ops to say they caught their homie slipping. Then Ksoo jumped out and ran Lil Buck down.
What happened after Hakeem jumped out and
Shot at him.
Shot at who?
After crashing their car and fleeing on foot, Dominique and Scotty broke into a woman's house to find clothes and wait for things to settle. They didn't know a woman was inside. When she came in and told them to leave, Dominique and Scotty choked her and held her hostage to keep her quiet. Scotty then made some calls, and Ksoo's dad, Blue, came to pick him up. One of the wildest parts is that Blue ended up turning on his son, testifying against him. Blue faces charges in other cases but hoped testifying would reduce his time. Prosecutors aimed to prove Lil Buck's killing was revenge for Ksoo's brother Bosun's death, and Blue was there when Bosun died. Blue was driving when shooters opened fire, and he testified about holding Bosun's hand as he died in the car.
I was driving, I could, hear Willie making this gurgling noise, and I hold his hand while I was driving. Because I didn't want him to die. I feel like he died alone.
Blue's other son, Abdul Robinson Jr., was also in the car when Boss Boone was killed. He's facing a separate murder charge for Lil Buck, with Blue likely to testify in that trial as well. Blue testified that Lil Buck was linked to 6 Block and had beef with Ksoo and the entire ATK crew. After picking up Scotty and Dominique Barner from the house they broke into, Blue drove them behind Burger King to burn the clothes they wore during the hit. Dominique and Scotty told Blue what happened, and he decided to help them cover it up. But once Blue was arrested and charged, he flipped and admitted in court that Ksoo was the one who pulled the trigger on Lil Buck.
The person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles Moore.
What's up?
What's your son's name?
Again.
Testifying against your own son is wild, but this wasn't Blue's first time snitching. In the 90s, he cooperated with the feds against the cops and later worked as a confidential informant. Blue was involved in another case, but after pleading guilty to accessory after the fact and flipping on Ksoo, he faces 20 years instead of life. Prosecutors had witnesses, snitches, and DNA linking Ksoo to the crime. Plus, Ksoo practically self-snitched after killing Lil Buck. He's also charged with murdering Fulio's homie Lil Bibby, and his reaction to those charges is now going viral everywhere.
We have a arrest for murder special. What? What? You have the lawyer, so I can't say no more, but you have what the hell?
Ksoo kept snitching on Baby until he got booked for Lil Buck's murder, but many didn't know he also snitched on Lil Buck. He even dropped the track Bang It Out, showing off the gun used to kill Lil Buck and posted photos with the same weapon. After Lil Buck was killed, Ksoo went for a pedicure and posted saying,
Then go get my toes done. Then go get my toes done. Those are his words, and he attached to a video.
When the trial ended, everyone knew Ksoo and Scotty were done. The defense had nothing to counter the overwhelming evidence. Both went down for murder, and Ksoo's reaction is blowing up on social media. Afterward, Ksoo posted on IG claiming the jury and judge were against him because they were all white. Ksoo crashed hard and was betrayed by everyone, with no chance to beat the case. The cops had DNA, videos, witnesses, and Ksoo's own self-snitching against him. Now he's facing life in prison and it gets worse. Ksoo still has to fight the Lil Bibby case. Even if he appeals the Lil Buck conviction and wins, he could get another life sentence for allegedly killing Lil Bibby. Ksoo snitched a lot on Lil Buck, but even more after the Lil Bibby case. His sentence for the Lil Buck case comes down in September 2025.